welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got some of the best analysis in the game for the world champ himself, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. And then we got the one and only, the multiple world champion, the multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches. No executive producer, Benjay, today. He skumazed me. So we'll be finding him. We'll be finding him, ladies and gentlemen. But how you guys doing, man? You guys doing all right, Duarte? How are you, man? You doing good, Duarte?
Yeah, I'm good.
So smiley, man.
Dude, today was a fucking incredible day of Call of Duty. We probably had one of the best grand finals we've had in a while. Honestly, I'm just really happy that this year so far has turned out to be very good for like watch parties and watching, because we've had a lot of like game fives and crazy scenarios from like everyone in the league. So I'm happy, man. This has been a good major.
Oh, dude, the major was unbelievable. So many, like, round 11, so many map fives, like, so many just back and forth matches. We had upsets as well, grueler games. I mean, dude, it was, like, one of the best events I ever watched, especially with the grand final. I know, Sam, we were talking about it. It was probably one of the best grand finals we ever saw, right?
Correct. I think legitimately ever. Like, actually ever. I think it was one of my favorite grand finals I've ever seen. And we lost.
Every map was spoiler. Every map was literally a nail biter, man. It was crazy. Except for one of the searches. But what about you, Pat? How you doing over there, Pat? Webcam looking great as always. How are you?
Appreciate it. I'm good, Tom. Yeah, obviously it was a really good tournament this weekend, but man, that Lakers Dallas trade, Tom, I still don't know if I'm over it.
I'm gonna be honest.
An insane trade. Need some of those in the COD League, I think. But yeah, that trade was fun.
That trade doesn't even make any sense, I feel, for the Mavs.
None at all.
Unless you all had me crying. Somebody put up a fucking tweet. I can't remember which account it was, but it was like, explain this in COD terms, and it was like Ravens trading TJ Halley for fucking simp.
yeah, I seen that. Simp. I mean, unless there's something actually going on with Luka Doncic, where like, or they just didn't want to pay him. I really don't know, but the trade literally made no sense.
Well,
at least
he
to me.
loses out on like over $100 million now because he won't be eligible.
He's not eligible for the super max, right?
Oh shit!
That's a dagger, bro.
That is a dagger. That's a lot of cash. I'm sure he's not feeding for cash though. I'm sure.
Yeah, but $100 million is $100 million. No
That's
matter
true.
How much you got.
That's very true. That's a lot of money. But let's get back on track. We got some matches to go over from Championship Sunday today. I think we should just kick things off because I don't want to waste any time. We have a best of 7 to go over, and that one went all the way down to a last and final map as well. So let's switch screens and let's get right into it. We start things off today. We got the Miami Heretics going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. This one ended up being a 3-1 victory for Miami, and Miami was able to secure a top 3 placing here on the weekend in Madrid. It was Miami who won the first hard point by 6 points. A round 11 search in a map number 2. They fall short in the control 3-1 to Carolina. And then the last map, it was 250 to 237. So very, very close maps here between Miami and Carolina. We'll scroll down. We'll take a look here at the stat sheet. He had a 1.21 from Lucky. Love to see that. I feel like Lucky's been really turning up for these guys. A .80 from Metals, a 1.10 from Real, and a 1.04 from Rencor. On the other side, he had a 1.04 from Gwyn, a 1.0 from 04 from Slasher, and then a 0.91 and a 0.92 from TJ and Vivid. We'll scroll down, take a look at the match MVP. It's Lucky with a 1.13 in hardpoint, 0.57 in the search, and a 1.80 in control. Sam, we'll start with you. Carolina, I think most of us thought that Carolina was going to come out and take care of business today, but they ended up falling short to Miami. I mean, what were your thoughts on the series, and what do you think went wrong here for Carolina?
I think they just ran out of gas, man. I think these are two teams that were kind of living on the clutch factor going through most of the weekend. Ravens had a little bit more definitive wins, I think, but Miami just got that home crowd, man. They just had the aura, the ambiance about them, and they pulled out a top 3, which I think I'll touch on them a little bit more when we talk about their next series. But I think Ravens just kind of ran out of gas, man. We didn't see Tej have the normal series that he had for the weekend. I think he was struggling a little bit, specifically in the search. We saw him making plays that we really weren't accustomed to, but Ravens just kind of tapered off. Miami made plays when they needed to, and just got a good 3-1 win.
Yeah, I feel like with TJ, I feel like I'm sure they did some VOD review after seeing TJ going absolutely crazy. I mean, going into the match, I'm sure it almost felt like they knew what TJ was doing, and they were playing to shut him down. Which when you have a red hat TJ with the way he's been playing, I mean, that's pretty much the best way to go about it. You got to try and shut down their superstar player. But What about you, Pat? Carolina, they fall short to Miami today. Are you surprised by that, Pat?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like you guys, I expected Carolina to come out and get this dub, but I mean, they just had such a crazy tournament overall. I mean, that losers bracket run, for them, I mean, they really established themselves as a top 4 team. But Miami had the home crowd buff, and they were there for it. Obviously, had a couple slowdowns on Carolina, but I think they'll be fine long term. I think Vivid especially kind of just. I mean, I wasn't saying to drop Vivid originally, but like when coming in this tournament, I'm like, if Carolina doesn't do well at this major, that might be a possibility. But yeah, no, they all showed out. They played well, just fell short here against Miami.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Duarte? Thoughts on the series?
I think ultimately what let Ravens down is they started pretty much taper off in that hardpoint game mode. They started off strong. They had like a crazy undefeated record in HP for a while. They were one of the best teams, and then they slowly started to get worse at hardpoint. And here they lost 2 of them to Miami, which Miami again though is no slouch in that game mode. And then when it came to the S&D, they just didn't have the ice, that they've been having. So, I mean, it was a good series out of Miami, but unfortunately for Ravens, they played it close. I'm not gonna shit on them because they had a great placing and they could have easily taken this series if a couple more gunfights or situations went in their favor. So overall for them though, yeah, Vivid played a lot better here, even with that whole eye thing. And Gwyn did his thing on land. He didn't I don't think he was like playing to low he did online, but I think everyone else just kind of elevated, so he didn't really need to. But yeah, everyone showed out, man. They had a great tournament. They did what they could. Unfortunately, they just ran out of gas.
Hey, even on the other side with Miami, you had Rencor, who this is his rookie year, right, Rencor? This is his first year? I mean, how do you guys think he did for basically his first LAN, I guess you would say, as a rookie? I think it's really cool to see Rencor just I feel like he brings a lot of passion to the team. I mean, we saw it in the interview yesterday, and to see him in his rookie year drop a 1.04 here and to go for a top 3 placing here was pretty cool to see. Were you guys impressed with Rencor's gameplay this weekend?
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good in respawn. He needs some work in search, but I think their whole team does. And I mean, yeah, he definitely brings a lot of passion, and you can just tell by the way he carries himself and even how hard he works, man. I mean, it's just rank play, but that guy puts in so much extra hours into the game. When I was playing PC ranked, if 8s were not running, I would play with him for literally hours upon hours. He would play with his coach. I'd run into them sometimes. This guy he wants to succeed so much. He puts in so much time and effort into what he does, compared to some other people. You know what I mean?
Where did he come from, Chris? Was he a challengers guy, or did he? Where was his come up?
I think he was an S&D kid. Surprisingly, I could be wrong, but I remember there was some drama with him and in challengers because people didn't want. He was blacklisted, or I remember trying to defend him because he was blacklisted because apparently he knowingly played with kids that cheated in S&D chals, and then eventually he pushed through that and tried to play competitively in challengers. And he started playing with good Spanish players, and then he was really, really good. And ultimately, they kind of just let him play, and they just gave up with that whole blacklisting thing. And then, he pushed through it. He just kept getting better and better teammates. He actually teamed with Super, and then I think he was playing with Vickle as well when he was in Spain. He basically teamed with all these guys at one point, I'm pretty sure. And he was just easily one of their best players. So yeah.
So somebody said he's taking the Envoy route. Because remember Envoy used to keyboard way back in the day?
Yeah, apparently he's not the one that cheated or whatever. It was somebody he played with. Yeah. Pretty sure.
And then Metals, he dropped a .80 here in this series. There's something about Metals, man. He's either the best player in the world or he just struggles. I don't know why there's no in between with him or no consistency with him. I almost feel like he just loves the chow, everything. He just gets twisted and just likes chowing, and sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't work. You think Metals needs to find some consistency for this team to maybe make a run and maybe make a grand final one time this year, or what do you think? I feel like Metals is a big part of this team, me personally.
I feel like I'm not taking him in fantasy anymore. That's what I know for sure.
Did you have him, pal? You had him in fantasy?
Yeah, I did. It's just too inconsistent though. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. With a player like that, I mean, we've talked about it. Those players that just kind of have one gear where it's just chow. That play style as a whole is just going to be an up and down thing. So it's one of those things where it's if that's where he's comfortable at, he's probably not going to change, and you kind of just got to live and die by it.
Can we talk about Lucky this event? Bro, he was actually getting turned this event. Like he switching between the Jackal and the AR, picking up guns. Like just I feel like online he was playing so slow, but now at the event he like really just picked up the pace here. Not sure what it was. Maybe he was feeling himself on land, but obviously a really good win here from Miami. Of course, Lucky gets the MVP. You guys have any other thoughts on a match? Anything on the vetoes or anything else you want to talk about here? It was pretty comfortable for Miami. A lot of close maps, but they get the 3-1 victory here for Carolina.
No, I was gonna say Lucky definitely stepped up his game. I still remember we had an ongoing joke back in when we used to do the reverse sweep. I think like last year, a year or two ago, Pat, when we were like talking about prize picks or something like that, and we were talking about the Lucky Less being the old faithful. Yeah, we kept picking them.
It's
so like
similar to the Paul X under Tom.
yeah,
Not anymore. Lucky won me cash taking the Moors.
Exactly. So he's been playing so much better for this team. He's stepped up a lot.
Yeah, it was actually Simp who cost me today. I took 4 map 1s today. And Vivid, Lucky, and I forgot who the third one was. They all went through, and Simp was the one who hurt me today. But hey, they won the championship, so it doesn't matter. What about you, Sam? Any other final thoughts here on the series with Carolina? No roster changes, right, guys, with Carolina? No roster changes?
No, man. I think Ravens just had a fucking great tournament. It was really good to see. Like we were kind of low on them for the tail end of their qualifiers, so to see them show up to the event and kind of slam everybody, barring a top 3 performance. Yeah, it was just a great tournament. Reese played awesome. Tej was the best player in the fucking world for a little while. It was just a really good tournament from Ravens. They're gonna be upset they lost the series because it was definitely winnable, but can't be too angry at a top 4.
Yep. What about you, Pat, Chris? Any roster changes? You think Carolina's gonna stay together?
Nah, they'll stick it out.
Yeah, they'll stick it out. I think the question mark going into it was Reese, and Reese really showed up this weekend. So. We'll move on to the next series. Carolina, they get a top 4 placing here. They end up getting eliminated by Miami. Miami end up moving on. But then we move on to the winners final between LA Thieves and Atlanta Faze. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5, round 11. Why wouldn't it go down to a map number 5, round 11 here, where Atlanta Faze was able to take this one? The first 2 maps ended up going to LA Thieves, but this one ended up being a reverse sweep, actually, for Atlanta Faze. They win the control, the hardpoint, and the search. All very close maps. I think the only map that wasn't close was the first map, hardpoint, which, I'll be honest, was an absolute masterclass from LA Thieves. They look so comfortable on red card. I'm not sure what it is. Sam, we were talking about it. We feel like Faze can't get kills on that map. But we'll scroll down here. We'll take a look at the stat sheet. Nearly a red carpet here from Atlanta Faze. It was actually Simp who's keeping them from that with a 1.03. You had a 0.96 from Drazah, a 0.94 from Celium, and a 0.89 from Abizi. On the other side, you had a 1.14 from Scrappy, a 1.05 from Hydra, a 1.05 from Dan Gosi, and a 0.93 from Dylan Envoy. Take a look at the match MVP. You have Simp here, a 1.02 in a hard point, 1.06 at S&D, and a 1.04 in control. Sam, we'll start with you. LA Thieves, they go up 2-0 here, Sam, and it looked pretty comfortable for them. And then they end up getting reverse sweeped. I mean, from your perspective, what happened here, Sam?
Faze are the best control team in the game, so I was always worried about that. That's what I talked about yesterday with their potential finals matchup when we talked about it. The controls between these 2 teams are so close, and to obviously not be able to close the series with a control win definitely hurt them, but there wasn't... This series was one of the best I've seen in a long time. It was just pure like individual play, every map coming down to like 1 or 2 gunfights or 1 or 2 situationals. Obviously, reverse sweep is just the worst fucking outcome possible, but the way this series panned out, man, it was just hero play after hero play from everybody. Like the map 4, the Rock Hill, the way that ended, the Vault 2v3 in round 10 to push it to a round 11 into a double team kill 3v3. Like there were so many individual plays in this series. If you guys didn't watch it, I implore you to go back and just watch the last 3 maps. It was unbelievable COD. It started out really well for LAT though, man. Like I don't know what it is with FaZe and LAT on the red cards, but it seems like they just have their number right now for this specific matchup. FaZe just seem to be behind on the map when it comes to LAT in terms of just getting kills. I don't know what it is, whether it's pacing or setups or what, but LAT seem to just kind of have their number on that map and mode specifically. But this series was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. So it was actually FaZe who picked the red card hardpoint, which is weird, Sam, because we've seen them lose it twice now, and they look super uncomfortable on it. So I don't know. Maybe
it's just that Vault. The Vault is just so that's what having not an auto veto because they willingly have played it, but when you have a map like that, it forces some weird situations and matchups.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we'll move on. What about you, Pat? What did you think of the series? LA Thieves, they fall short here. And Atlanta Faze, they end up going to the grand final here. LA Thieves got to go through a losers round before meeting back up with them. But what do you think about this series here, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, outside of map 1, and I know we'll get to it when we talk about the finals, but like every map that these guys played after this map 1 was a fucking nail biter that could have went either way. So yeah, I mean, these teams are obviously insanely, I would say, equal right now outside of Search. But even then, like the Searchers are so close. But yeah, I mean, I when I was watching this, I actually thought it was gonna be after that they went up 2-0. Even though Sam, I know you said Faze is better in control. I thought it was gonna be a 3-0. I thought it was just gonna be like a statement series, revenge
I thought so
from
too.
Scrappy.
And then it wasn't.
Yeah, and then it was
I thought
fucking
the same thing you did.
absolute nail biter back to back. So yeah, I mean, Faze are just icing, man. That like, and we talked about it. I know we've talked about it for years now about like their Sunday ice. I don't know if something's a little different now, but I don't know. I think they're obviously going back to back now. The minor, the major, coming off the EWC win. Technically, they are on a 3-peat if you count EWC, right? So like,
Or
yeah.
well, if you count the minor tournament,
yeah. Like just tournament wise, not major tournaments, but yeah. I mean, I think they just got their ice back, man. They're looking gross.
One thing, well, I'll go to you first, Chris, and then I have something I want to ask you guys. But Chris, what did you think about the series?
I mean, I said it when we were talking about Faze yesterday. I was like, dude, these guys are literally getting that form where they're just so good at or control and S&D that they're just going to be such a hard team to put away. Because if they essentially beat you in a hard point, you are fucked. Like you're probably going to lose. Granted, these two teams are even. Like when it comes to the rest of the league and how good they are at those modes, like I'm not surprised to see them like make it to the finals. Obviously, the LA gave them a fight and they won those first 2 maps pretty handily, but. Ultimately, I think teams are going to start staying away from that Hacienda control. Granted, they get the veto advantage in grand finals, and they end up playing a protocol which they were strong at and end up losing. It's a different match, but yeah, that Hacienda control is going to be, especially if they keep running that 4 sub meta. Teams are going to have to adapt.
That's what I was going to ask. So I don't know if it was 4 sub. Drazah was the one keeping the AR out, wasn't he? And MC was switching to a sub.
When they ran 3-1, it was Zach with the AR.
Yeah, which is weird. Isn't that a little weird? I mean,
I think it's just a comfortability thing.
Yeah, I'm
just like
guessing
MC just feels like he knows what he's doing on the map. So Zach just said, "Fuck it, you can do it."
Yeah, that makes sense. What do you guys think about seeing 4 subs and seeing 3 subs on a map? Do you I think it's a map design thing. I saw Dashy tweet out today that the Jackal needs to be G8. I don't know if there's conversations being had. Have you heard about any conversations, Brandon? Chris, or no?
I don't know if the Jackal needs to be G8, but I already said it. The Jackal is just like way better than every other sub in terms of like its handling. That's why like you just stand no chance up close because you can't even get your gun up.
Yeah.
You could always maybe try using an assault rifle like the M4. That will probably match like the balance better because it's way faster, a lot more mobile, like shoots fast, way more forgiving. Or maybe even try just using a more powerful one that'll like dominate at the ranges. But I just don't really know if there's going to be a solution for that. The problem here is you're going to find a situation, and I said it before, if Faze win this tournament, where they're probably going to look at a way to either nerf the Jackal or either ban it or use another AR. I don't know if there's going to be a solution for it because the map design. But 2, I'm like losing my train of thought here. But you're gonna run into like ARs on certain teams that aren't actually flexes, that don't want to pull out a sub.
Yeah.
And that bias is going to transcend into voting process. You see what I'm saying?
Here's something I think we need to talk about. I know the reason this is occurring is very likely due to the map design, right? Like it's obviously a lot of close quarters. But historically, if you look back to the dawn of competitive COD, 3 subs on a lot of maps is very fucking normal.
It's super normal.
It's very normal.
So normal.
That has been a thing almost forever until we got to like 2019.
It's as the year goes on. It usually starts like 2-2 or 3-1 ARs, and then the time champs rolls around is 3-1 subs.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, Pat. Like your flex is actually being a flex now.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing is like teams that weren't prepared to have like a flex role player that are like upset about it. You know what I mean? Like having 2 hard set ARs or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean that to me is extremely normal. I think when it gets a little crazy is when like people start pulling out 4 and it works well. But I mean, like that's also happened on some maps before, right? Like we've had small maps where 4
there's been a situational thing, which I don't like, obviously, Tom and I go back and forth a lot, mostly for jokes, but
Yeah.
I don't even think having 4 subs situationally is a bad thing.
It's not. It's just like if it's every map, then it's
Yeah, if it's every
Yeah.
map, sure. But like, no one's the only team that's doing 4 subs right now on Hacienda is Faze, and they clearly understand like 4 subs on offense for that top office pressure and just like constant spawn trapping, bottom bar, like all that. That's just the way to play the map now, and I think teams have understood that. And LAT sort of adapted in the final. I think they were running like 3-1. I don't think Scrap ever used it. But that they're just ahead, bro. They just learned how to play the map with 4 subs efficiently.
Also, some people.
Bro, that's all he does, bro.
Also,
Don't worry about
some people will say that, oh yeah, dude, it's map design. When to counter the argument that it's map design, like Hacienda was clearly a map in BO4 and we didn't have 4 subs, but you guys are forgetting we had a fucking Maddox. That is why we didn't have fucking 4 subs, because the Maddox was fucking basically a do-it-all weapon that was in the AR category. Because I guarantee if, let's say, the Maddox was banned and we had only ICRs and SOGs, we would have been running fucking 4 SOGs and 1 ICR on Hacienda, bro, in BO4. There's no way we would have been running like 2 to 3, you know what I'm saying?
Like pre like the early SOG, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm talking about the end game SOG.
Hit scan SOG, we're seeing 4. Yeah, we're seeing 4 for sure. Yeah. The early SOG, it was so bad. Who the hell was that? Who the fuck was that?
Benjay, I'm on mobile shit mic with the Faze boys. Sorry.
Benjay, what the hell are you doing, Benjay? What the hell are you doing?
I literally had to rush pack up something. They took the PC, they took the internet. I was chunked,
You told me that you were good.
And then I wasn't good, Tom. I wasn't good.
There's always
Bad
something.
comms.
There's always something. You're with
Continue
the
your convo, though. Continue your convo. I'm here, though. Yeah, I'm with them right now.
All right. Can they talk or what's going on here?
I can try and see if I can steal one. One sec.
Ask MC why he runs a 3rd sub on Hostage Control, man.
Yeah. See if you can get
MC.
one. See if you can get one on a mic, man.
Sam wants to know why you run a 3rd sub on high speed control. You want to tell them?
What the fuck was that?
But I think the joke was just insane. So
There you go.
Yo, it's good, MC. Can you hear me? MC, you hit? What's going on? Go.
What do you? No, I took it. No. He said, "What's good?"
Dude, where the hell?
He doesn't want to be on stream.
Ben, where the hell are you guys?
We're trying to get a shot to pick us up, bro. It's an absolute mix right now.
Okay, absolutely. Well, Ben, thank you for joining us. Ben, what you think about the first series with LA Thieves and Atlanta Faze? What you think?
It was a banger. I think Faze's speed is just the problem. I think for Thieves, situational search, more importantly, checking bomb plants is kind of an issue for them all day. I think Paco's still got to find his way in S&D, but I think they'll get there.
Yeah, I think even today we saw a problem, Sam, with post plants again. Just like bombs going down and not being able to see the site. A matter of fact, we saw it in round 11 on the map 7 where the bomb goes down. They couldn't get eyes on it. I mean, to be fair, it's Skyline. There's really not much to plant. Not many places to plant there. But Vault S&D, especially when you're planting for pool. So many people just keep messing that up. But yeah, super close series here. Obviously, LA Thieves get bounced into the losers bracket. And they go up against Miami, so we'll move on. We obviously see Thieves again, and then we'll get into the grand final. You guys have any other thoughts about this series over here? All righty, let's move on. Let's move on to the next series. We go into the losers final now. This is where LA Thieves match up against the Miami Heretics, and I'll be honest with you, this one wasn't close.
Formality.
Yeah,
It was a formality, man.
This was just a no-show for Miami. I mean, 3-0 win for LA Thieves here. They end up winning the first 3 maps: Skyline, Hardpoint, Hacienda Surge, Hacienda Control. None of the maps are close. Basically 100 points in Hardpoint, 6-3 in the Surge, 3-1 in the Control. We'll scroll down, and Jesus, Maron, we got a jump scare. We got a red carpet.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep, we got a super red carpet for the Miami Heretics. We have a .66 from Rencor, a .65 from Metals, a .78 from Lucky, and a .95 from Real. Holy hell, they got pooped on this series, man. They got pooped
It's a
on.
formality, bro. This is just get me into finals. This is all this was.
And then, of course, on the other side, you had Downvoy with a 1.59. You had Ghosty with a 1.07. Hydra with a 1.41. Scrap with a 1.24. I mean, it was an absolute masterclass from the LA Thieves. Doesn't surprise me to see Dylan Envoy here as the match MVP with a 1.75 in Hardpoint, a 1.6 in S&D, and a 1.42 in Control. Jesus Christ, talk about a series from Dylan Envoy, eh?
This guy was locked the whole tournament.
Yeah, I'm gonna
bro.
be
I was
honest.
gonna say, how about a tournament?
Dylan Envoy was the best player on Thieves this whole tournament, for sure. I mean, he was unbelievable. Just like constant pinches, constantly taking routes. Every time you needed a two-piece, he was there. If you needed somebody to get time, he was there, soaking up time, playing gritty and hill, switching up his angles, switching up his creddy spots. I mean, Sam, you've known Dylan for a long time, and you obviously competed with Dylan. You won with Dylan. What is it about him? What makes him so good to play with, and why was he able to go off like this week? I mean, clearly he's a great player, but just from your perspective, I mean,
dude, it's a bunch of things. This is gonna be like Dylan Glaze sesh, but
That's good.
I genuinely
He deserves
think he's very adaptable as a sub. Like he can pretty much do anything that you need him to do, similar to like how we talk about Kismet. I think Dylan's a very similar player. And he has like when he understands the game and knows what's happening around him, bro, he has potential pop off moments. And I think that he's great in the practice room. Like he takes every day 100% serious. And it's just a good ass teammate. And I mean, bro, he was their best player, and I don't even think it was close.
Yeah.
To be honest, he fucking fried this entire weekend.
yeah.
Outside of being like just consistently good, he was also just fucking clutch and a lot of like whether it was just bell out gunfights. Like I was impressed. I wasn't expecting that out of him in particular this tournament.
Well, people were calling for his head. Weren't people saying drop bomb boy?
Yeah,
at
drop
one
him
point?
for Fred, bro.
I think
I
it
mean-
was less about calling for his head and more so questioning how him and Hydra played together.
Yeah.
Because he was always performing, I think, statistically okay. It was more of just like, do these guys work well together? That's kind of the question. But I mean, even ignoring that, him by himself was just absolutely clutch and obviously played out of his mind all tournament long.
Yeah. That Hacienda 3-piece that he got on Faze. I mean, we'll
It was
obviously
play
get
at
to
the
the grand
tournament
final.
if they won the tournament for
Yeah,
sure.
like just
or even that map, dude.
such a crazy play.
That round.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. I mean, I'll be honest. I thought Miami just got outclassed in this series. I mean,
That's a talent diff, bro.
yeah, it was just a talent diff, and I think it really goes to show like how much the difference is between the top teams. They just have, like Chris said, so much talent, and they play at such a different pace that like these teams don't have a hard time keeping up. To be honest with you, obviously Miami, they're a pretty aggressive team, but LA Thieves is just too much for them. In the vetoes, I don't know if there's anything in the vetoes that you guys saw. It looked like LA Thieves banned Vault Hardpoint. Miami got rid of Protocol. It looks like LA Thieves ended up picking Skyline. Miami picked Red Card. We didn't even get there. Miami, they banned Skyline S&D. They banned LA Thieves banned Protocol S&D. You got a Hacienda pick in the S&D for Miami. LA Thieves picked Red Card. And then the control, LA Thieves got rid of Vault. And the map 3, it was Hacienda control where Miami got that pick. You guys think anything happened here in the vetoes? I don't think the vetoes really played a factor here.
I don't think it was super important. This is a similar map set to the first time as well.
Yeah, I completely agree. Unless you guys have any thoughts, I think we should just hop into the grand final here.
Yeah,
this
I
is-
got nothing.
I just want to give a
add,
shout out
bro.
to Miami, though. I mean, they played a great tournament, man. I don't think a single person that doesn't speak Spanish had them in top 4.
I don't even
they
think
played
people who
or
speak
top 3.
Spanish
Excuse
had
me.
them top 3.
I'm just
Maybe.
gonna cook.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cook Ben again because he just kept saying how this team was god awful.
Wait, Tom, we
and-
got to wait. Chris,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's a good
Chris, I'm sorry
point.
to cut you off.
It's a
Wait,
good
wait,
point, Sam. It's a good point.
We got to cook Ben for a second here to piggyback, bro.
We caught
Ben is a
Benjay,
fraud.
actually. He's a fraud. He's an absolute
why?
fraud, and we caught him in 4K. So I don't know if you remember yesterday, but Ben was on his high horse talking about how he predicted the top 4, yada, 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 how he knows ball. Matter of fact, let's go into this quick clip real quick and take a listen to this real quick.
Awesome.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
That'd be
I got
awesome.
Faze, Thieves, Carolina, and New York top 4.
Okay, well, an ad came in, but you heard it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ben Tennessee. He's a fraud. He
He
lied.
said Faze, Thieves, Carolina, and who?
In New York, slaying. He came into the show yesterday on his high
trying
horse.
to get that through, bro.
Bro, he came on the show yesterday and started talking. Some people were saying AIGs, man. But he was
No
like,
wonder he didn't want to show up today. He knew that clip was out.
Shout out to Riley for the absolute hate watch.
yeah, shout out to Riley. If you guys know Riley, he produces over at Optic. He's a phenomenal guy, and he sent that to me today. And he's like, don't let Ben skumaz you. This is what he ended up saying. He did not get the top 4 right. So, Ben, sorry. We had to call you out there just because yesterday He was talking about how he got the top 4 right, but I don't think Cloud9 made it to the top 4. Ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen.
I want to cook Ben because he was cooking Miami for being like shit, and I'm like, bro, these guys are literally going game 5 every series, and they're just like barely losing out. If they like can get their S&D, if they could start closing out S&Ds, this could have been a totally different team. We would have been sitting there glazing them for like having this type of record. Lucky showed up. Like he was like, it was mainly just Lucky and Metals that really need to step up for this team, and Lucky stepped up big time at this major, and that's why they were able to make this run.
Yeah.
Everyone else, played what they had to do. I mean, when they go back home, like they got to continue this momentum and keep getting better at the game modes that they, are struggling in. And Metals just needs to find some consistency, because otherwise, if this team keeps form but Metals keeps on struggling, like with Super on the board or Super on their team now, he's going to NA. He might be on the chopping block at one point, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it was cool, too, to see Miami do it in front of a home crowd, which is awesome to see. I mean, they're in Madrid, right? So to see the crowd just kind of rooting for him, to see Rencourt tearing up in the interview, I mean, it was just awesome, bro. It was so cool to watch. Even the interviewer, shout out to the interviewer this weekend, eh? I mean, listen, players obviously had a hard time understanding him, but his English was definitely broken. It definitely wasn't his first language, and I think he pushed through and did a great job. I think he did a great job. I thought it was kind of funny too. I like the energy that he brought this weekend. But it was funny, man. It was really funny. Obviously, shout out to Miami Heretics. They played great. I agree with you, Chris. Like finding consistency going back online is going to be really important for them. So we'll obviously pay close attention to Miami moving forward.
Wait, I got a question for you, Tom.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Tom.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to try out the Spanish tapas or no?
Spanish tapas?
That's the question he kept asking everybody day one.
What?
Atlanta or Vancouver?
The fact that he asked MC, who do you want to play, Atlanta or Vancouver, was comedy, because MC plays for Atlanta. So it would have been funny if MC said too that he's down to play Atlanta, down to play himself. But yeah, what are tapas, Chris? Aren't those?
It's like fajitas, basically. Like
that
pretty
sounds
much
fire.
the same shit.
I mean, I love Mexican food, man. I mean, Mexican food's the best food. But yeah, we'll move on. Anybody else got anything to say about the Miami fajitas? Yo, they're cooking.
It might
you,
not be fajitas. I could
Chris,
be wrong.
they're cooking you, man. They're
It's like,
cooking you.
it's pretty sure it's like meat.
I don't know what it is.
Aren't you supposed to know this shit?
I don't know, bro. I said I don't remember. It's like a bunch of
Oh,
like
they're
small
cooking
plates.
meat too, because it's not Mexican. Wait, I thought tapas were Mexican. I thought that was Mexican food.
Mexican, it's Spanish, bro. He said Spanish tapas, bro.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's like a bunch of it's a bunch of like small dishes,
Oh,
small
man.
plates, like meat, right? It's fucking everything, bro. Like same shit. Basically like fajitas. It's the same shit.
Man, it sounds
Cultured over
fun.
here, as you guys can see.
Yeah, we're very cultured here, folks. We're very cultured. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. We got the grand final, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look here as we have Atlanta Faze going up against the Los Angeles Thieves. This one ended up going to a map number 7. Goes all the way down to a wire. We also got a round 11 here, folks. And this one was just a 4-3 victory for Atlanta Faze. I mean, so many big moments here in this series, and just take a look at the map set. 237 to 250 in the first map on a Hacienda hard point. That one goes to the Thieves. We had a 6-4 on a red card search and destroy. That's goes to Atlanta Faze there. We had an overtime and a Hacienda control. That's where Faze were able to take that one as well. That one came down to the wire. I think there was like 0.8 seconds left on the clock when Faze was able to close that one out. Then we go into a red card hard point again. I think Thieves just looked so good on that map. Faze, they kept it close, but Thieves were able to get the better of them there. Then we're tied up at 2. We go into the vault. S&D and Faze, they did not shy away in the vault search and destroy. They end up winning that one 6-1. I think Scrap had a donut in that map. They were just having a really hard time getting kills there. And then Protocol Control up next. That one ended up being a 3-1 finish for LA Thieves. I think it was the defense, right, that Faze ended up throwing away. When LA Thieves won that offense, that pretty much solidified the map for them. They went on to win the next defense and send us to a last map where we end up on Skyline. Goes all the way down to a round 11. I know Drazah made such a big heads-up play in one of these rounds, too, leading up to the round 11. I know LA Thieves, they got a first blood, and Drazah somehow finds the gap, splits the gap, and is able to pop a 3-piece there. We'll scroll down. We'll take a look at the stat sheet here from the grand final. You had a 0.97 from Abizi. You had a 1.13 from Celium, a 1.02 from Drazah, and a 0.97 from Simp. And on the other side, you had a 1.01 from Envoy, a 0.88 from Ghosty, a 0.94 from Hydra, and a 1.10 from Scrappy. Let's take a look here at the match MVP. It goes to Salium with a 1.10 in Hardpoint, a 1.45 in Search, and a 1.09 in Control.
Because they gave it to Simp, right? Like at the tournament.
They gave the
Finals MVP to Simp.
Yeah, which is do you guys think
you would think looking at this.
Yeah,
That's probably why he was mind blown.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys think that MC probably should? I thought MC was gonna get the MVP personally, even before even looking at stats. I thought
he got the Ashton Genty People's MVP.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Tim played great. I thought they all played great. I thought Abeezy was great too. Zach Klutz, all four of them were great.
You could have made a case for anybody, but I think Simp would have been like in this final specifically. Not have been my pick out of all of them.
Anything on the vetoes? Looks like Faze got rid of Volt Hardpoint. LAT's got rid of Protocol Hardpoint. For the Hardpoint map picks, Faze picked Hacienda and LA picked Red Card, which is no surprise. And the S&D, Faze got rid of Protocol Search. Thieves got rid of Protocol Search. Faze got rid of Hacienda Search. LA Thieves ended up picking Red Card S&D, and Faze ended up picking Volt S&D. Looked like Vault Control was banned by Faze, which is no surprise. We know they don't like to play that map. LA Thieves end up picking Hacienda Control. Faze pick Protocol Control, and then Skyline S&D here in a map 7. Actually, no, Faze doesn't. Does Faze pick? How does the vetoes work in a best of 7 like this? Because it doesn't look like Faze picked the map 6 and map 7. Was that just by default? Those are the maps?
Yeah, because you only get, they don't,
Right.
There's no control veto from winner's side.
Yeah, 100%. Anything on the vetoes that call your eye? I mean, Sam, with these.
It's the same as winner's finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really much changed here. Sam, we'll start with you on a series. The grand final was fucking unbelievable. I mean, where do you even start, Sam? Honestly,
I don't even
where do
know,
you
bro.
start?
There's a dirty Neslo. That's where I start, man.
Dirtiest.
Disgusting, filthy, nasty Neslo, man. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it yesterday, dude. The Search was going to be the problem in this matchup. Faze was just the better Search team, period. And it comes back to bite them in the ass. They lost 3 of them in the grand final. That's pretty much the story of it. Every single one of these maps, barring the Vault, which was a great adjustment from the winners finals by Faze. They were just the better team on that map. I think they went back and just looked at the way they played it from winners finals and realized there was a lot more that they could do. And I mean, they beat the fuck out of them, frankly.
Yeah.
But every other map in here was just hero play after hero play. Like Paco got an absurd spawn on the red card hard point to win him the map. The Hacienda was the exact same as the winners final. Like just insane hero plays, man. It was a phenomenal series.
Go ahead, Chris. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say they adjusted even on the red card search too.
Yeah.
They adjusted. They just did a really good job of adjusting on the maps that, they already had played in the series, and yeah, they ended up just clutching up as well.
Yeah,
Just the Search, man.
I mean, we talked about it, right? S&D wins championships, and Faze was clearly the best team in Search on the weekend. And especially when you get down to that last map, and it comes down to a Search to destroy, you gotta have some bread and butters and able to win that one. And we'll take a look at some of the clips. There's some plays that we're gonna look at. I know there's some clips here. I'm gonna pull some of them up. But Pat, what did you think of the series? This one goes all the way down to a map 7, round 11. It was a close one.
This is insane. I will say Faze is now 9-0 after winning map 2 in any series, best of 7, best of 5. Like if they win map 2, they've never lost a series so far.
That's crazy. Did not know that.
But yeah, I mean this series was insane. I was talking to Sam right when I joined. Like I still wish that Thieves made a different play call round 11 in this Skyline. Like that was, I think, one of the worst round 11 play calls.
The Hydra Pokeball.
Yeah, like hit spawn, let Hydra go out. Especially when he was like playing arguably the worst for them, that map. But yeah, insane series overall. I know we'll get there when you pull up some clips, but I just disagree with that round 11.
Pat, do you think that was Paco's call? Like he wanted to hit underground?
That's what I said to Sam. Yeah, I said to Sam, I was like, I wonder if because Paco like was playing not very good.
We can pull it up. We can pull it up right now.
Like he decided to make that play call where it's like, hey, I'm gonna go out and try and win us the game. But yeah, I mean, I in a round 11, dude, I hate this type of play where it's like a 3-sit spawn, one guy just, as Chris said, Pokeball out. You're just setting yourself up. Because hypothetically, even if Paco gets one there, I highly doubt he gets out. And so all it does is make it a 3v3 for Thieves on offense. So it's like,
yeah.
And
then on top of that, like, do you really think FaZe is not watching Underground in a round 11? Like, come on.
Right.
In a round 11, like, there's no way they're giving up Underground.
There's no info anywhere else.
Like, you have so much talent. Just square up with them.
I mean,
Like,
they were both teams were taking A control like instantly on offense most of the rounds. And I mean, I agree with you. Like the round 11, you guys know how it is, bro. When you're on stage or in a match and it goes round 11, everyone starts shitting themselves, and the play call is just like always fuck the do nothing strat. So I wish, it's super hindsight, but I just wish if Paco was going to make an individual play like that he activated off of information instead of trying to get a first blood or like be the point of contact. I wish that they had like taken A or done something and let him late flank, but it comes back to bite him.
Yeah, you can see the
Or if they would
energy
have
here.
done, I was gonna say, or if they would have done what they did the other round, where both him and Envoy like hit underground and like played off each other for like a blood or like a trade at least. It worked out for him on the reverse end, so I don't know. Play wasn't ideal for sure.
Yeah, definitely a crazy. I think the biggest thing was the Drazah 3-piece. I think this is the biggest.
Oh yeah.
This was crazy. So, just to give you guys some context as to what was going on here, there was actually an RC car called in from the LA Thieves side, and Drazah, he's able to sniff it out. He ends up sniffing out the gap in the map, and he was able to just kind of finesse his way through top cat. I just couldn't believe he actually made this play. I mean, it's a 4-4 round. Tyler Beasy ends up getting caught on the ground, which I'm surprised he actually didn't win that fight there, because I'm sure Abe was pre-aim in the vents. I thought he was going to win at least one there and maybe get traded. But that gives Zach the green light now, right? Like, Beasy gets blooded. Zach is like, fuck it then. I'm going to make a play. And he ends up catching him slipping. He catches one guy in a car. Scrappy gets caught with his pants down. Zach reads the guy coming up zip. And he also gets the last guy tagged up, and the trade comes in. I mean, it was just such a great heads-up play there from Drazah. And I honestly think that won on the map, because if they don't win this round, probably could have been a 6-4 victory here for LA Thieves if they don't win this round here. So just a really, really big heads-up play from Zach. Do you think a little bit of a mistake here from Thieves, letting the car guy just giving up catwalk like that? Like, I don't know if that's the best play. I think they kind of brain farted
There's
a
a
little
lot
bit.
open. I think I don't know. I feel like us analyzing that would be just like a lot of hindsight. I think like they're
Kind
I don't know.
of.
The
There's
reason I
not
think
much
that-
open, Sam. There's
The
not much
reason I
open.
think that though is they have no info on the map right now because they're doubled underground. They don't know where anybody is other than where they killed Tyler.
They were relying on the
And
car.
Scrap, the literal whole map is open because Scrap is holding plat and obviously Dan's in the car. So the push through A is open because they double hit underground. So Faze might like just push through A because they know they have numbers. Zach hits cat because he knows he has numbers with double
You know
underground.
what's crazy?
Like,
You know what's
there's
crazy?
so much open.
This is actually insane if you think about it. Go back to the POV of the car. So like go back to the POV where the car was.
Yeah, right here.
So like if you're looking at this without the HUD and stuff like that, obviously depending on FOVs, I think it might change with the car. Like you got to think that Drazah pretty much has like everything, and yeah, the only things that are open, I guess, are the cat. Or if you could probably see the dust. So maybe like Drazah's in the car and he can see the ceiling above him. Or not Drazah, sorry. Who's the guy in the car? Was it Ghosty?
It was Ghosty. Dan was in the
so
car.
he could potentially see the dust. So maybe they're under the impression that there's either no way that they can hit the cat when they would have seen him, or they just don't have the balls to do it. And Drazah just makes the ballsiest play running across the catwalk. So
Yeah, I mean that was ballsy from Zach.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna
Zach
lie.
made the perfect play in the perfect moment, bro.
Yeah,
it's
it's actually insane.
It was literally the perfect play in the perfect moment.
Yeah, just a great heads up play. And then I want to go to the control, because that's where Faze were able to clutch up. Take a look at this 3-piece here from Dylan Envoy here in the control. I thought this right here was wraps after he made this play. Atlanta Faze, they get the kills. They end up wiping like 2 or 3 players here. See Hydra trying to make the play, right? One goes down, one's coming off spawn. Scrap goes down, right? Everybody's getting wiped. Dan's trying to make the play. He gets killed, and the last guy up is Dylan Envoy. Take a look at this. Gets 1, jumps off the plat, gets 2, hits a little back step there, gets 3. And then I don't even think they show it, but then he ends up wrapping mid here and playing his life mid and then jumping up last second and finding another 2-piece before the map even ends there. We could probably pull up the ending of the game here as well in the control, because it was absolutely nuts. You can see Faze with 0.8 seconds left. It was Atlanta Faze. The lives, you have 8 lives for Faze, 6 lives for Thieves. Lives don't really come into play here with how much little of time there is. And here's the play from Dylan Envoy, right? 13 seconds left. He's going to hit the pinch. There's 1. There's 2. Dylan, second time making the play now. I actually can't believe they lost this map.
He's doing everything to win it for them.
Everything. I don't know what else Dylan could have done.
It's actually just singular gunfights. Like I said when we started the finals analysis, dude. Like if if Paco kills Zach and you in the beginning of this clip, I think they win. If Scrap gets a kill when he gets 2 push top plat in that corner, I think they win. Like, it was just such a perfect sequence of kills for FaZe to win the map, man.
Yeah.
And that's the second time I did it too, because I did it also in the winners finals.
There's
Just
also
an insane sequence.
But there wasn't that much time here as well. Like once MC loses his gunfight, there's 2 seconds left on the clock. I mean, Simp barely gets in there. Right, like if Simp dies sprinting towards Hill there, if somebody kills him, it's probably over because Simp is the one who ends up getting in there and stopping the clock. But what an insane just bunch of maps here from Atlanta. What about you, Duarte? Any overall thoughts? I know, Sam, we got your overall thoughts. What about you, Duarte? Just overall thoughts in the grand final was pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah, it was fucking insane. Yeah, they dirty Neslo'd them. Their S&D was just something that they could rely on. You know, they were one of the best S&D and control teams. They fucking just won 3 S&Ds into control. But ultimately, that's what we talked about, you know, Thieves needing to work on. They did play better at the tournament, but ultimately they couldn't take down, you know, the best team at those game modes, and they got to find their footing in search. Their hardpoint's fucking amazing. Like, they are easily the best hardpoint team. It's not surprising, right? When you look at like Scrap's history as a player, he had like one of the best hardpoint teams early on in MW3 with Toronto. Dan Ghosty was a part of Optic when he was on that team, and they were also really good at hardpoint. Then you got Hydra and fucking Envoy. Like, and Hydra was also like really good at hardpoint individually. So like, I'm not surprised that this team's like the best hardpoint team right now. Granted, a lot of the maps were close in every game mode. You know, when they get back home, they just got to work on that search, and FaZe has got to work on hardpoint. That's like where both teams kind of just really need to hone in on their things. Hydra figured out his respawn this event for the most part. I don't think he's like explosive, but he's played a lot better and more impactful in respawn, but he's still got to figure out his search.
He did. He played way better this weekend, Paco, compared to what we were seeing online. Or, you know, he's always playing good. It's just the potential that we know Hydra can play at, right? Like, we know that this guy can play at like a crazy level. And I agree. I think when it comes to Hydra and Search, like, it almost feels like he's trying to do it himself. So sometimes, like, even the underground route, like, it would have been nice to have somebody there with him, right? To like maybe back up some of the FaZe players, help him get out of there, right? Just kind of trying to make a solo play. And it ended up hurting them. But what about you, Pat? Grand final was crazy. Pat, was this one of the best grand finals you ever saw? I mean, you've been around for a long time, Pat.
I think in the CDL era, absolutely. Those are obviously recent, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about. But I think it's absolutely top 2 in the CDL era. I mean, obviously the
Minnesota
Cold War
Rocker.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cold War one is probably the most insane. But
With Rocker coming back, you're saying that whole...
Yeah.
What about the Dallas FaZe one, too, and the Dallas Empire in Atlanta FaZe? In, what was it, Cold War? I think it was Cold War. You guys remember that one?
Is that Major 3?
I don't know. Chat will probably know. I remember Dallas Empire and fucking Atlanta FaZe going at it, man. And it was
It's
Cold
Major
War.
4.
Yeah, it was Cold War Major 4, I think is what people were saying. Major
I think
4.
the problem is like that Rocker one was so absurd.
It'll never be topped, bro.
yeah.
A reverse sweep best of 9 will never be topped.
Yeah, that's insane. I still can't believe that happened. I don't even know if we'll ever see that again, which is crazy to think about.
the format's the best of 7.
Well, yeah, true. But
Also, in terms of like, because even that one, like every map wasn't close, but this one had you like literally. I felt like you didn't know who was gonna win a map. Like they were outside of the vault, obviously. Like every single map, even in their winter finals, was just
They played 11 maps,
fucking
what,
insane.
12 maps today, and 11 of them could have gone down to like 2 gunfights or like
Yeah.
2 situationals. The only one that wasn't close was that vault. Every single one was insane.
Yeah, the protocol control was a little bit more on the side of these, but yeah.
Yeah, not
Maybe two.
necessarily. I thought there
were
was.
some
I
situationals
thought
in
there
there.
was
There was a couple
opportunities
of-
where FaZe could have actually won like an offense there.
Definitely, but it wasn't much.
Yeah, I mean it was close, and now I don't know if you guys know, but protocol control is
know
now
that card,
different now. The point is no longer by boat on protocol control, and this is probably the last time we're going to see that point there. Now it's being moved to where P2 is on protocol hard point. That's where the new control point is. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I like it because I just feel like that point by boat is just so open by the by like that low bunker area. Like it's just so out in the open. It's so hard to actually cap that point unless you just get like a clean wipe and stack. I know, Chris, you've been playing rank. Sam, you've been playing a little bit. I don't know if you guys have played protocol control at all with the new point.
It helped offense a little bit.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely helped offense.
so what's going on when they come back home now? They're gonna be playing on that new update, right? They're gonna be playing
Yeah,
with.
they should update to the current patch.
we're not adding any maps.
They haven't tested them.
They got to
So,
test.
Yep.
They're not going to play Bounty. They got to test Dealership, I think. If they
Yeah.
do, that's the only one that's possible.
Bro,
Right, they were
dealership is
saying
actually
fine.
fun. I like
It's not
dealership.
bad.
The
It's
thing
not
is,
bad.
bro, you
It's
want
super
the thing
mixy,
is though, with the way that this conversation has been going with the whole like SMG stuff, I don't know if either dealership will make it in or if they're going to try to change the meta, because that map, once again, probably a 3-sub, 4-sub map at times. Like, and people, I don't know how many of that pro teams are a fan of it, but with the way some of these teams have been performing, they're probably not big fans of having to pull out too many
I
subs.
think it's going to be a 1AR 3-sub map. I don't see a problem with that personally. I
It's
like
only got to be better than protocol, guys. That's all.
right.
We
I was about to say
It's just got to be better.
match it up against what we're playing now, right? And does anybody else miss Rewind a little bit? Anybody else missing that map?
I'm gonna say
Yes.
bring Rewind back.
Oh, you're still
Ben,
here?
welcome
What the
back.
fuck are you doing?
No, I just got back.
It's a map where you'll actually see ARs on like at least 2 or 3 of the hills because of the street.
Rewind is definitely better than protocol.
But on that subject, I was saying, I'm like, dude, I don't know how many of these teams. Yeah, it should be a 1AR 3-sub map, whatever the metas, whatever. I don't know how many of these teams are actually going to like that. You got to think there are a lot of teams that have ARs that do not pull out subs or are not good with subs, and that is going to, they're going to have. I guarantee there's going to be a discussion at home. We'll hear about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to at least test the maps, right? How many times do we get in these situations and they play the map like once or twice and then they just like, nah, this shit sucks, and they just don't play the map anymore? I think it'd be great if they test the maps. Also, again, probably not going to happen, but I think they should revisit the sniper conversation with S&D. I think they should revisit it, especially when you watch maps like Vault S&D, right? Sam, how many fucking pool plants, how many A bomb plants did we see, right? Like, I feel like having a sniper could mix things up a little bit, add some different strats. Add
A lot of
some
red card this weekend, Tom. A lot of sniping on that map in the kickoff.
And keep in mind, it would be no attachments and 1 per team, right? It wouldn't be anything crazy where it's like, everybody's got snipers out or something. It's just 1 per team, no attachments. And I think it would be really fun to watch, personally. I think it'd be insane. I think it would add some more... what's the word I'm looking for in S&D? I think it'll just add more to it. I don't think it'll be so one-dimensional. You know what I mean?
They gotta have a conversation with like Spence that can be passed down to the developers. Can they move the fucking Vault bomb site? Like, period. Like, please. I'm begging.
Where you put it though, man, is the problem. If you put it in pool, that bomb is down before defense touches.
Nah,
cat.
you could put it. No, so you could put it on like put it far right on like one of the palm trees.
Why don't you put it right by the diving board, like around there, like under the balk, like over there in the corner somewhere, maybe?
Right,
like
Because I feel like that's even worse.
might be. It could be. I don't know.
I think it's even worse because the defense
brainstorming.
has no counter for that.
Right underneath the balcony, like
I
towards
think if
the
you
pool.
move it outside, it gets worse, guys. I'm
Like
not gonna lie to you.
I don't know, Sam, because
if you're gonna
move it, I think you put it on the other side of the wall in Vault.
the other side of the wall and
Like,
wall.
like
What do
in
you
the
mean?
hole, like in the hole.
Like where the hallway is.
I think you put that bitch further in there because if you move it outside in the pool, defense is fucked every
Like,
round. It's worse.
They're gonna sit top cat and just watch it from there now.
I don't mean like in the middle. I just mean like in the open of the vault. Don't leave it behind the wall.
I mean, some
where,
people
like,
in
you
the
can
chat
see
are
it from
talking
pool
about
kind of thing.
P1. What about P1? Some people are saying just put it in P1.
P1 bomb site. Holy fuck.
That'd be insane. I feel like that'd just be a mix fest. But Sam, the reason why I like it outside of instead of it being like inside when you're going down pool, right? And you go inside.
Yeah.
I think if it's outside, if any team hits through B3 or hits through mid and they come out and they get P2 control, they can see the bomb. Right, where like when it's inside, like you can't really see it unless it's planted.
I don't know
for
if
you.
that fixes the problem though, because the bomb gets
personally-
down quicker than it does
No,
now.
I personally think you just put it on the other side of the L palm trees. Like, like when you're on the defensive end, you spawn up and you go up the right side, like, and there's those palm trees that you had. You just put it right on the other side of that, and you almost like create like a head glitch, so you could go and contest the head glitch to look over P2 or get contested on the site. And then you can also have plant spots for back P2, the catwalk, and then that like now forces you to like use Vault as like a flank route, and also for like map control, you play P1 and cat. And so like now that opens up Vault, which Vault is like would be way better as like a flank route.
Right. Any other final thoughts? Obviously, congratulations to Atlanta Faze. They are victorious. It was a very, very close grand final, but it was Atlanta Faze who come out on top. You guys got any other final talking points? Anything else you want to cover with the grand final?
Yeah, how the fuck did we let the nub win fantasy?
Is that who won fantasy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up, but
That'll be Roseman, man.
Yeah, can we talk about team changes? Go to the teams that did not make Sunday, and let's talk about these rosters and what the fuck they got to do.
I mean, I'm trying to. I think Breaking Point's like down or something. I'm having a hard time getting into Breaking Point right now, like signing in. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'd say
gotta
what they all gotta do, Chris.
Gersh
Go
is,
to challengers
in
and
his-
find an AR player that can drop a
Gersh is in
1.1.
his Uber and would like to say something about this fantasy loss.
Gersh, hello. Hello. Hello.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Is this guy good here? What the fuck is going on?
Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, Ben handed me his AirPod, and I don't want to put it in my ear because like that's just gross. But I want to point out that I went 5-0 against like people that call themselves COD analysts, retired pros, even though they went 4-23 and their nose was in the way of the monitor the entire time.
Okay. All right.
Bro,
Relax.
5-0. No, literally, I went 5-0 just to go for a 6-way playoff. Like, what is that, bro? I love Breaking Point. Great content. You feel me? Shout out Trey. Shout out Rab. But man, give me my trophy, bro. You feel me?
So what happened? How did you
5-0.
lose? Who costed you?
Breakers
5-0
break,
from
man.
5-0 from a social media manager. 5-0 from a
Breakers
fat
break.
dude. 5-0 from the first Indian dude with titties. You feel me? 5-0.
I mean, listen, Gersh. Wait, Gersh. Real quick. What picks did you have?
He was first pick, or no, second pick.
I had second pick, but also Tom, let's also give me a disaster redraft for the fact that I had to babysit Benji for an entire weekend. But we got good content. You feel me? That's all I have to
What
say.
the-
Fuck
the
you
what the
guys.
fuck
Go
in the
fuck yourself
background?
slowly. Sam, nice win. Love you.
Nice win.
I see.
What'd I win?
So, no, wait. So Ian won. He won with that hook pickup, right? He won with the hook
It
pickup.
was the Kyler pickup, bro.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting into Breaking Point right now, so I can't pull it up,
He had
unfortunately.
he had a
Maybe 10.
BZ and Hook sub duo, bro. It was chalk.
And Kyler was the best player on Optic. Like,
Hold on, I will say though, if I did make playoffs, my team would have been godlike. If I did make playoffs, unfortunately, I didn't make playoffs. You know, it's kind of tough, but because I had Drazah, Real, and Kleenex, and they all played well this weekend. Like I think I actually would have got some pretty meaty points, but
You would have 100%.
yeah, my team was a land team, and unfortunately, I didn't qualify to make it there. But yeah, guys.
Nubby Roseman, man.
Yeah, crazy fucking weekend, man. I'm not sure when there's matches again because we're off, right? This next week coming up, this next
I think
weekend.
they start
Not
the
this
15th.
weekend,
Is it
next
the
weekend.
14th or the 15th, I think they're back.
Yeah. This weekend is Super Bowl Sunday, and then we're back the following weekend.
All right, who you guys got in the Super Bowl?
Neither, bro. I hope
refs.
I hope Dark Knight Rises Bane scene when he walks into the stadium happens and everyone falls in the middle of the earth.
It'd be very funny if the Chiefs went on a bullshit fucking call. That would be the best way for the season to end.
I want anyone to win.
What are some matches coming up, Ben? You got it. You're probably on your fucking cell phone here. I'll pull it up right now.
Phase Optic first weekend back.
Oh
Roster
shit!
changes.
Let's go,
blowout.
dude. What'd you say, Chris?
Talk about roster changes, bro. Go to these bum ass teams and let's roast them.
like who? Who do you want to roast?
All of them.
All of them?
We don't have to if you don't want
No,
to.
I'm down. Let's take a look at the standings here. There's a flashbang though coming in, so beware. Flashbang. Vegas Falcons, they got to change. Jesus fuck.
Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry.
Cloud9, I'm expecting maybe a change there. Maybe from Challengers, Minnesota
Where is
Rocker.
Fred going, bro?
Wait, this isn't updated, no?
Yeah, probably not. I don't think it's updated. No.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm just
think
looking
it
at it
is
just so we
updated.
can go down the list of teams and talk about them. Keep in mind
You
these
want the one
standings
that's
are off.
updated? It's in the team speak.
You want to know what's
it is?
absolutely wild? That I don't think any of these teams will change, barring Surge.
You don't think there's any changes?
No.
I mean, I think the biggest question mark right now is AG. Where's AG going? I think everybody wants to know where AG's going. Where can you guys see AG going?
Oh fuck.
Because realistically,
C9 on a
Cloud9.
roll swap is the only thing in my head.
Ultra? Nah, I don't think so. I
Nah,
mean,
Ultra's not going to change.
Toronto's not going to pick him up. He's not going to Toronto.
He's not going to Toronto.
he's not going to Faze. He's not going to Thieves. I don't think he's
He
going to
legitimately-
Carolina.
I think it's just C9 Mac to flex, bro.
I don't think Carolina will do a rule change to them
It'll
either,
have
so.
to be either C9 or unless it's got to be C9, bro.
It has
There's
to
no
At
be.
other-
that point, he should just wait, bro. He should wait and just go to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, and do something after Major 2.
What?
No.
I don't know if he's going to want to wait till.
Actually,
Yeah,
he
but
might.
Unless he goes back to Optic, unless Optic
But
picks him back
what's gonna
up.
free up though? Like, what's gonna free up Ben by waiting? Like,
Nothing, but at that point, might as well just not play this year. I just don't think any of those options are good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he's
I
not
don't
getting.
think-
He's not getting on Thieves, Phase, Ultra,
Yeah.
Optic. Like he's not
Top
getting
four
on a
is
team
out.
that's going to compete for a tournament.
Honestly, bro, like either waits it out or signs a contract with the team just for this year, if that's even possible.
He's not getting on a team to compete for a tournament.
Yo, the Falcons.
Not for a tournament. I'm saying for the year.
4-27. God.
No, I know,
damn.
but I'm saying like Ben's saying that he's not going to be on a competitive team, or you are, whoever said it, but like that's just how it is.
Did they hit 4-23 map count at one point? Were they at 4-23? These guys?
They had to be.
Fucking hell.
They were definitely 4-24, right? Because they got 3-0'd.
Yeah.
Nah, they weren't because they got. They get it? No, did they get a map win?
No, they lost to Ravens 3-0. Or
Never
was it
mind,
Ravens?
bro. Yeah, they definitely.
were
They
Ravens.
They were 4-24 going in. So, Tom, they might have been 4-23.
Yeah, they might have been. Isn't it
Wait,
crazy?
they would've-
too?
no, they were.
Had
They
to have
were.
been. They would have had to have been because they would have lost their last map. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They were 4-23. Holy shit.
W Falcons, man.
Now they're 4-27. Fuck. It's pretty cool to see Faze at the top of this leaderboard because they started off rough in the first couple. They were what, 1-3? Weren't they 1-3 to start off the season?
Yeah. They also played like Optic, you know.
Yeah,
us.
I think it's just crazy that they started off 1-3 just to turn things around and come out and win Major 1. I mean, I think
Was
it
it
says a lot
always
about
100
them.
points for winning?
I don't know how many
they
points.
changed They got 100
Yeah,
for
major
winning.
points. Yeah, 100 points.
Was it always 100 for winning?
Seeing Ravens in the top 3 is absolutely fucking wild, bro.
Yeah,
They're
Slasher
good,
tweeted out yesterday
I
that
know, I'm
he's
just saying
30
the
years
org.
old. And Slasher tweeted out he's 30 years old and he's still doing
My
his shit.
preseason Ravens propaganda is standing strong, man.
And bro, with it being like 3 weeks away, they might win the next minor too.
It's what'd you say it was, Ben? After the
The minors
second
after
week,
the
right?
first 2 weeks. After
After the second week, right? Yeah.
Love the minor
Definitely
tours.
good.
What about LAG? Is LAG
You're
changing?
back.
What's going on with LAG? They got to change too, probably.
They need ARs, bro. They need Caesar to shoot his weapon.
Need a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool to see the LAG crowd.
They just
Yeah.
suck absolute donkey balls at search, bro. And that's the thing, bro. With a game mode like Essen, it's whenever you're making roster changes and you're a bad respawn player, like it's pretty identifiable what your issue is. But when it's search, unless you are the one that is putting up unless one person is like putting up terrible stats, right? It's so much harder to identify where you make a roster change based on your S&D performances, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if they change, bro.
I don't think LAG is gonna change.
I don't think any team changes, barring Surge for sure. There's no fucking way they play.
If they don't
Surge,
change,
Surge
I'm not
should
watching
change.
their series. If they don't change, I'm not watching their series.
Like, you're gonna shut
I'm
it off?
boycotting them.
You're
I'm
gonna
boycotting them. I don't care.
Vancouver
I'm
Surge?
boycotting them. Don't care.
I mean, yeah, I
With-
expect
with-
to see.
with
Bro, we
Rocker-
might see
with
no
Rocker, there's a
changes.
chance.
We might see no changes, genuinely. We might see none.
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah. Yo, Pat's
That's
terrified.
absolutely you know what's crazy though? I think that's just absolutely wild with like some of the free agent kids that are out there with like the potential that they have. Like
Some of the what?
the free agents that are out there and like
Oh.
the potential they have. One, there's Pred, obviously. Like we know that he's a world champion. That guy was always a shooter. Granted, obviously we don't know where he would go or if he even wants to play with the team that wants to pick him up. And then even like challengers, if you kept up with challengers, like some of the kids down there, like Neptune, have been absolutely fucking world starring. Like they look insane. Like I get like they would 100% be an asset to some of these teams, but it's just hard because nobody's gonna. Some of these players played okay to the point where they're just keeping their job and they don't know if they want to take the risk and potentially downgrade or, make a change. I don't know.
What's good? No, congratulations. You
Thanks,
are
Tom.
the
Thanks,
Major
Tom.
1 fantasy champion. How do you feel, Nub? How do you feel?
Could have done it without the team, man. Great team. Hoop the Nuke, Gutter Garland.
Absolutely.
Ain't no luck involved.
That's just
Pure
good
skill.
scouting, bro. That's good scouting.
Geo, 1 of 1, not 1 of 2, 1 of 1. And a Boza, who kind of shit my sheets. He'll probably get dropped. We won't have the same team going into the next major, but it is what it is, man. I'm here to collect my funds from Patty P, you fucking shitty bitch.
What fun.
And me, bro, we had 50 gifted on it. Everybody.
Nah,
Yeah,
no, we
it's
didn't. I
tough.
think wasn't it like 10
Wait,
gifted each or
nah.
something?
It was 10 each, man.
It was 10 gifted each.
Nah,
Now,
it was 10 from everybody else,
when
but
you go
Pat's
live.
50.
That don't make no
But
sense.
Pat's 50.
I ain't signed no
said
contract.
50
He team
gifted
named me.
each.
He team named me COD Champs. It's
You
50.
ran into the nade after I got blood.
No,
Did
we
we-
did the same shit.
Did we actually have 10 gifted on each?
Yeah.
Bro, everybody keeps telling me to take a look at the COD League tweet. Should we tune in? It looks like a Drazah edit. It looks like
Are we
a.
going? Oh no, we're going rogue.
Should we go rogue? I mean, listen, bro. I'm gonna be
COD
honest.
League's tweaking on main. Heard.
All right, let's take a look and see what the COD League tweeted. It's 38 seconds long. Let's tune in.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Those guys are frauds. It's Sunday. We're on land. It's easy.
Good man.
Bro, what is this for the COD League? What is this?
This is some girl shit.
Future's so bright, we gotta wear shades, mini me.
Dude, what the hell was that?
Wait, scroll down, dude. Wait, Tom, go to their Twitter and scroll down, bro. There's another one from our series, I think.
From our series? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
It's on Hacienda. It should be. They tweeted it earlier. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. You're gonna have to find it for me. Let me see. You talking about this one? Back and forth in Madrid. LA Thieves answer back and tie it up.
It was a tweet like that. It was an edit. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it. I mean, listen, some people were talking about the fist bumping shit. I mean, it's a rivalry, man. These guys don't like each other, man. There's beef.
They should have threw hands. I thought they
Should have fought.
That would have made it the best final ever.
They would have threw hands.
The fucking memes on Twitter would have been wild, bro.
Beezy comes off the top ropes with a fucking steel chair.
Nah,
That would have been legendary, bro.
like some Aches Nate shot shit. You know what I mean? That'd be crazy, bro. That'd be fucking insane.
Which one's Aches and which one's
Hold on,
Nate?
Tom. I put it in chat, Tom. I'll put it in.
You got? Is there any
chat.
music in it, Sam? Is there any music in his tweet?
Nah, it's just a stupid ass edit, bro.
All right, let me
That
see.
shit is hilarious too.
All right, let me see what the hell's going on here. What's the colleague?
I don't know. They're Gershified over there, man. I
Let
don't know
me see what
I don't know
goes
what
on
they're
here with the
doing.
colleague. What the hell is
Swung
it?
his body to the side, and that's how my shit was open, and he hit me. Boom, bow.
Bro, what is this, Sam? Who's editing this? Hey, who's editing over at the colleague, man?
What they're doing over there, bro.
He said, "Boo pow."
Dude, I don't know
Unbelievable.
what the COD league's on nowadays, man.
Nah, they are Gershified over there. Something's
And
going
he
on
swung
over
his
there.
body. Boom, bow.
But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. I mean, we'll definitely be back. Probably sometime
Either
during the week or
chat's
something.
trolling, but they're spamming Lynn's tweet, emergency flank, LAG pred. I don't know if people are trolling, but that might be fucking skumazing, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
Bro, all he tweeted was that this is all he tweeted, bro. He tweeted this GIF here. He tweeted this GIF. That's all he tweeted. Unless
Oh, he's cooked. He's dropped, bro. He's dropped, bro.
That's it.
That's
They're
it. Fucking
gone, bro.
trolling,
Lynn's dropped.
bro.
bro, I don't think
Pred
that
is
means
back.
he's dropped, bro.
Fred is
He
back
said
with
Fred is
Kismet,
back.
man. He's back. He's on Kismet's team now.
I mean,
Fucking skumazing, bro.
we're getting skumaz, man. I think he's just upset that they lost. I don't think it has anything to do with him being dropped.
Yeah, he's
but
sad that they're lost, bro.
he's just sad, man. He's just sad.
He's
Losing is
still
hard, by the
processing
way.
it from 2 days ago.
Like, bro, I think about that. Like, you've even seen like Thieves today. Like, bro, like I think about like fucking losing. Like, it is not a good feeling losing at events. Right, Sam? Sam, I know you cringed there. Is it not a good feeling losing at events?
It's a little early, Tom. It happened like an hour ago, man.
All
Come
right,
on.
they spamming zero. Somebody said 0 rings. I think it's time to end it, guys. We'll be back. We'll be back with I want to do a tier list episode. We usually do a tier list after the first major. Give our thoughts, give our opinions. We'll try and not do it just based on the standings. We'll try and actually make it like a proper tier list. Give our thoughts. And do a tier list episode. But we'll be back. We have a little break for matches here this upcoming week. We got the Super Bowl coming up, so obviously enjoy your time. And we'll be back sometime during the week, man. And we'll have another episode of the Flank, man. But guys, thank you so much for all the support this weekend, guys. I think we hit in the grand final today. We had over 20,000 concurrent viewers watching that grand final in the stream. So. Just thank you all so much for tuning in. And we had like fucking over 9K, about 10K in here during the show. Just thank you guys all so much for all the support. You guys have been fucking absolutely insane. The energy has been nuts. And what way to start off the year with a major one like that. I mean, that was one of the craziest majors I ever watched. So COD is flourishing. COD is still here. And the community has been just absolutely incredible, man. Just thank you all so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of The Flank. I hope you guys enjoyed all the flanks this weekend. We'll be back. We'll get some more episodes out for you guys. And as always, man, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, anchor.fm/The Flank. Check out all the audio sites we're on. Go follow at The Flank on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Gert's doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. ZooMaa.gg. We're definitely going to get some merch up for you guys. So just stay tuned for that. I know I've been saying it. Been dragging our feet with it. I just want the merch to be good. So, I'll keep you guys updated with that. And if you haven't already, we are very close to 20,000 members in the community on X. It's spotlighted to the top of my profile, the top of the Flank profile. Make sure to go check it out. And we'll be back, man. As always, take care. Brush your hair. And we'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy. Slowly.
The dirty Nuzlo frauds.
Motherfucker.